So this is Aiden Hunter. He's been playing music for, what, 11 years?
In this band, I've been playing music since, I don't know, what, 25 or 30 years. Really.
Okay, yeah. So what's the band you're in?
We're called Space Band.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of we're a dance cover band, does cheesy early 90s to current hip-hop and dance kind of stuff, but without sequencers, without tracks.
Sure.
2 guitars, bass and drums, and vocals.
So you get hired. And what ingredients do you think make the Bellingham stew? Like, what makes it special?
I think a huge part of it is sort of the sense of community and personalities wanting to get together and talk about things and figure things out and collaborate. And yeah, it's really more about people.
In your experience, how has the legalization of marijuana affected anything?
I personally think it's been great.
Yeah.
Mainly for people that it actually helps out
Medically,
especially in a medical state. Yeah, and it's much more accepted now. And the other part, I haven't heard actual numbers, but I do know that the state is making a lot of money on the taxes.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's going to some good use. But yeah, so I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know this song?
I do.
Red light, green light, around the town. Found a penny on the ground. Met a friend I never known. Walking down that rocky road, it's a clean, rocky road. Promenading green, tell me who you love, who you love. Tell me who you love, who you love. And eventually one day my brother walked in with this big rosewood board that he'd been hauling around for 40 years that he'd rescued from a wood shop saw. He walked in, he smelled rosewood, he saw the guy cutting it into little chunks this big to make lamps with in the 60s, and he said, "Wait!" And he talked the guy out of the piece of wood with the promise he would sing someday. And he walked in and he said, "It's time for you to have George build you a guitar. Because he's still alive, you're still alive, we're getting older, just do it." There's a bevel here and a bevel here, it doesn't bite. And George set it to me being able to reach as many frets as John Fahey on my itty bitty paws,
That's awesome.
which is very cool.
What's George's last name?
Thomas.
George Thomas the luthier.
Yes, George Thomas Guitars in Bellingham. And when he builds you a guitar, he looks at your body configuration, figures out how to build something that will be safe for you. And when we were shaping the neck, I went over every day for a while, and he made a rough shape based on my favorite guitars. And then I'd grab the blank neck and kind of mess with it and say, "Well, it's bumping right here." And he'd make a little mark with pencil, and we'd do a bunch of those, and then he'd take a spoke shave and shave it down. I'd do it again. We worked up and down the neck, and it's not symmetrical. It starts with the point of the V here and works its way over here, because as you go up the neck,
Sure, you need more.
well, the hand drops from here to here as you go up. And
That's a nice touch.
yeah, my first reaction was, well, even if nobody else can play it, I'll like it.
Yeah.
No, pretty much everybody likes it because the hand does that. No, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do this. Can you see this hand?
Yep.
Okay, if you make a really tight fist, you do it too.
Okay.
You make a really tight fist and then relax but leave it right where it is. I've never recorded this before. Your wrist is automatically in what's called neutral. No muscles are engaged. If you now relax it and bend your wrist, start to make the fist again, stop the minute it gets uncomfortable.
Right.
It doesn't like it.
Right.
If this is your F chord, there's a reason you don't like F chord.
Right.
You want to play with your wrist string.
Uh-huh.
In order to do that, you have to be able to move your elbow forward and wherever it needs to go. Then
Right.
straight wrist.
Uh-huh.
That's
stuff.
horrible and funny. It's supposed to be gypsy jazz. It's supposed to go faster than I can even hear.
Yeah,
But
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Well-
orthopedic splints.
yes, and what they do, when I do this and push down, this forms a nice Puget Sound rooftop, sheds rain real nicely. When I do the same thing here, see it flatten down? See the little dimple in the middle?
Mhm.
That's a picture of a joint under tremendous stress.
Mm.
It can eat itself. And when I put on the splint and push down, can you see the ring bite
Mhm.
in? The ring is carrying the stress, the
Mhm.
weight, instead of the joint.
Sure.
So that's what it's for.
Wow.
And they're called silverringsplint.com.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
have-
swear by them, huh?
if you have loose joints, if you were born with loose joints, this can keep you from winding up with arthritis.
Oh.
So I get to edit it from here on out. So, a little brief side. This is Devin.
Hi.
Yep. Sean and John's oldest. And he's also a YouTuber. So he had me as a guest on his.
Maybe not most of you know it. I barely have any views.
Barely has any views so far. But
Most of them are just me watching my own videos.
you like this video?
Mama.
What do you like about it?
Oh, it's super cute. It just has as much pixels of my pet dog as I can.
Wrap it up. All right, you want to say goodbye to my audience?
Bye bye.
You want to come say goodbye to my audience?